Hey there, and welcome to Childcare Success Tools. My name is Ashley Benz. I am your Childcare Success Coach and your Childcare Success Instructor. And I am so happy that you have joined me today in the part 3 of the enrollment building series that we've been doing. So if you are just joining me here, welcome to Childcare Success Tools. And be sure that you go back and start at part 1 on how to get your phones to ring. Part 2 is on what to do when your phones ring. And then today we are going to actually be talking about the facility tour. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This video is going to be a little bit shorter than the other ones. I know the other ones were kind of about an hour or so long. This video will not be as long. And the reason why is because there is so much to facility tours. And so I just kind of want to really just give you the main highlights that you're going to need to be able to take action in your child care program today. But I'm not going to go over the full nuts and bolts and things like that of it. I will give you the top 3 things that will work for you and that can work for you. Now, if you are wanting all the nuts and bolts, all of the layers and how to go about doing what we're going to be discussing today, then you definitely want to join my Toolbox of Success membership program. And that is where I work with my students specifically in a small group setting. And I actually give my students the mechanics, the nuts and bolts, the how-to, and everything that is needed to completely implement the things that I talk about in my videos. And so if you are just joining me, one of the things I always like to really mention before I start the videos is that everything that I'm giving you on Childcare Success Tools YouTube channel is only going to hit usually like the top layer of the specific topic. And the one thing that I learned with running my childcare programs is that there is so much to it that for me to really be able to help you transform your childcare program. Now, these videos will help you, move your program. And when I say move, it's going to help you a little bit. Obviously, you're getting knowledge, and this is really great, free, valuable content that I do try to deliver. But if you are looking to transform your childcare program, if you're looking to have someone to actually hold your hand, then that's where my Toolbox of Success membership program is right for you. So, and I always like to mention that because, I always like to be upfront and honest as to what you can expect in every video that I deliver. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And today we're going to focus on the facility tours. So like I mentioned a few minutes ago, the first video we talked about how to get your phones to ring. And then the second video we talked about what to do when your phones ring. So we went over, the whole everything, how to sell, without being salesy over the phone, how to get the person to come in to do a facility tour with you. And so today we're going to focus on the facility tour, and I'm going to give you 3 main steps that I would use in my program that really help me to increase my enrollment. So before we jump into that, let's go ahead and talk about some common mistakes. Okay, so the first common mistake that a lot of people make in their childcare programs is that you don't have a plan. There is no plan or any prep work that goes involved before a facility tour happens. So, you make the appointment, you know what time the person is coming, and there's really nothing else that goes on after that appointment is made and before the person actually shows up at your door. Now, I know I'm sure you guys are straightening and things like that, and so I'm not really talking about that. What I'm talking about is there are things that can be put into place that I did in my program that really, really, really helped me to make sure that I had a really, really good facility tour. And so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Another thing that's a common mistake is not getting your staff involved. Now, if you are a family childcare home provider, whether you may have like a person that comes in that helps or something like that. But for larger childcare programs, for childcare centers, a common mistake is not getting your staff involved in the facility tour process. And so that is something that that I did in my program that really, really helped, make that tour stand out amongst the other tours that the families were taking in my local area. So not getting staff involved. And another common mistake is not being strategic of the time that you actually set your tour up. And so, for an example, one of the things that I always did is I always had what I like to call my prime times for facility tours. They were usually at 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 in the morning. Nap time was also a good time, so between 12 and 2. And then the other prime time would always be towards the afternoon around 3:30. I didn't like to do my tour time during lunchtime because a lot of the times the kids will be really cranky. It's lunchtime, they've had a busy morning, they're tired, they're hungry, they're cranky, and you can really get into a lot of, fussy children and things like that. So I would really try to avoid doing my tours during lunchtime. The main thing is that you want your facility to be at its best, the highest best ever that you can offer. You want to be able to show that, and this is the only time that you may get to show people what it is that you do and why they should choose you. So, the time that you choose to do your facility tour is extremely important. And that is a common mistake that a lot of childcare owners and directors make when, they do facility tours. So, okay, so let's jump right in. The first thing that we want to talk about is how to actually set up your tour. Now, in the last video, we basically went over the whole phone call part. What I want to do right now is I want to kind of take us just a little bit back to that phone call. And I want to really discuss how to set the tour up, okay? And I know I talked about that a little bit and the actual phone call and things like that. There was a sheet that I gave that was in the description box and things of that nature. But I just kind of want to briefly just kind of brush over that just a little bit and really go over how to actually, get the person to come in. So there are 3 things to actually get that person to come in to tour your center. Number 1 is that you need to have a special or an offer or something to give away. And this was something that, before I started doing this, it was something that I was like, I don't have anything to give away. I need to get the people in the door, to be able to, to make the sale in a way and, be able to continue to run my program, So, and I remember those days when, my enrollment number was low and, really honestly, like you can't afford to give anything away for free. But once I actually did it, and I started to really play around with different specials and offers and things like that, it really, really did make a difference. And, you actually actually was able to increase my enrollment really, really well by offering the specials and things like that. And the reason why is because a lot of childcare programs are not doing this. They're not giving away discounts and coupons. Some are, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them aren't. So you always want to have a special that you're going to give away. Now, for those that are a part of my Toolbox of Success membership program, I actually give my students copies of all of my specials that I ever did that really, really converted very well in my program. So, and this is just, giving you a reason as to why you may want to think about and considering being a part of my Toolbox of Success membership program, because my students, they get loads of things that are in my library and things that I use in my program. So giving away a special. Okay. A free gift as well. And I think I talked about this in the last video, but I just wanted to kind of reiterate this is, giving away a free gift to the child and letting them know over the phone that, if you come in and you commit to your facility tour, you're going to be able to take advantage of the special offer that's running this month where you can receive whatever off of your enrollment or free registration or whatever it is that you're going to do. You're also going to be getting a free gift, or your child is going to be getting a free gift. And that's just, what we do, just complimentary for stopping in. It's just our way of saying thank you for allowing us to show you, what our program has to offer. And so giving away that free gift. Now, once again, if you're part of that program, I give you loads of, free gifts and ideas on what you can give away that really work. And then I also want to talk about, in regards of setting up the tour, is confirmation emails and texts. Okay. And this is how you get them to actually keep the appointment, because a lot of what happens is that, you're going to set these tours up and people don't show. It's very common. It happened to me all the time. It's just kind of part of what happens. But there are ways and things you can do to try to at least keep, them to want to come in. And so the offer, the free gift, and then doing those confirmation emails, text messages, and text reminders is definitely, the way of how to go about actually setting up the tour to where people are actually going to come and they're gonna actually commit to their appointment. Okay, so that kind of brushes over how to set up the tour. The second thing, and the one thing that I loved was doing facility tours, you guys. There was nothing like having people come into my door and me getting the chance to show them my childcare program. And one thing about me is that I get really, really, really excited when I get to help people. That is what I am wired to do. I just feel like that God wired me to help others. And so when I was able to actually get someone to come into my center, I really, really got like super excited about it. So this is how I actually, or this is what I did before the tour to actually set up my environment to basically at the end result to get the person to enroll. And it's basically you're going to use your 5 senses. So it's very very easy. So you're going to think about smell, what they see, what they hear, what they touch, and how they feel. Okay? So I want you to think about the 5 senses as we're going along this. Now, and and let me just back up just for a second, because at this stage we're getting ready for the tour. So let's say that the tour is coming today at 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so it's usually going to be after breakfast, and you have let your staff know that there is a tour coming. You have went through and explained to them what you want them to do and what role they need to play in the actual tour itself. Which, if you're part of that program, I go over all that. I go over how to get your staff involved and what your staff can do to help you with the tour. Okay, but at this point we are setting up. So, and let's say I usually would go ahead and start about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour before the tour, the actual appointment would come in. So, okay, so I would always go over, the first thing I would do is obviously, besides the just kind of cleaning up and things like that, what sounds that they're going to be hearing. And that is why I say it's important to choose the right time of the day. Because if you do it at lunchtime, like I said, when the kids are cranky, what are they going to be hearing? Right, they're going to be hearing a lot of cranky kids crying, a lot of unpleasant, loud noises. And so that's why I say, to really, there's those specific prompt times to do your tours. So I would always make sure that my staff was aware of what sounds that I'd want them to be going on. So, my staff would have to have an activity and things like that they would do. And there's a system that we put in place, and there's tools that we use when we did that, that I would make sure that I approved with my staff. But you really just want to make sure that the sounds that they're going to be hearing are happy sounds, happy kids, happy teachers, teachers that are interacting. One thing that I always did is I always played music in my office. I would always play jazz. I don't know, I like jazz music, like smooth jazz or either classical music and things like that, because it really helps to calm, people's nerves. And, a lot of times families this is a really, really big thing for them to find, a child care for their child. So, I would always play classical music or smooth jazz. And then like on Fridays, I would play like top hits, and I would just use Pandora and just, cut it on my laptop, or I play like upbeat kind of music. Around the holidays, I would play Christmas music. So, we are really playing on the sounds that they're going to be hearing, okay? Now, the next thing is sight and what they're going to be seeing. So, what they should be seeing in your program is what they're going to be getting, okay? So, I would once again get my staff involved, and they would make sure that they pulled out an activity that the children really, really loved, and one that they knew that they could really grab the children's attention, and things like that. Because, when parents come in, they are watching everything. And one of the things that they're mainly watching is what their kids are doing and how the teachers are interacting with the children. So, sight is really, really big. And, and what they're going to be seeing when they come into your program. Smell. And this is huge, huge, huge in a child care program. And I've been in programs where, as soon as you hit the door, the first thing you smell is diapers, dirty diapers, and things like that. I understand, because it is one thing in a child care center that you're going to have a lot of. It's a lot of dirty diapers. But when you are doing a tour, you really, really want to figure out a way to just, really try to cover that smell up. So one thing that I did is in my office, I would always burn a candle. I love candles anyway. I think candles, the smell of candles can really change someone's mood. And so I would always burn a candle and, just make sure that my office area smelled really good. And then, of course, we would always, kind of do like a little organic air freshener in the room, just to make it smell good. Even if we saw them like getting ready to come into the door, just to kind of just make it smell good. You can mop, just get a little bit of bleach water solution, and you can do a little mopping, and also bake some cookies. Okay, we'll get into that in a little bit, here in a few minutes, taste. But bake some cookies, because it always smells good, when you walk in to anywhere and you can smell like fresh baked cookies in the oven. So I would do these things in regards to the smell of the process. The next thing is taste. I just mentioned about baking cookies. So I would always give away or offer a drink, or some cookies or something of that nature. And I would kind of go along with the time of the year. So if it's summertime, I would offer some fresh squeezed lemonade. If it was wintertime, some hot cocoa or some coffee. And this is what really wows people over. They're not expecting any of this when they come to your center. They're expecting what everybody else is doing. They're not even expecting a process. They're not expecting anything. So if you want to talk about knock somebody's socks off, you're going to be knocking their socks off with this type of using the 5 senses when doing your facility tours. So yeah, offer them something. Would you like, some lemonade? We made some fresh squeezed lemonade today. Would you like a cup of that? Offer a treat to the child as well. And I would really be careful about, if you're going to be offering like treats to the children, but what types of treats. I would usually keep them really healthy, because a lot of families nowadays are really into organic stuff. So, you just really want to kind of watch that. But the taste and offering that to families is, they're going to really be impressed. They're going to really be impressed if you do this in your program. And then the last sense is the feel. And one of my favorite quotes goes over that, people are not going to remember what you say to them, but they're always going to remember how you made them feel. And this is, guys, where you really need to bring out your personality. This is not the time to be an introvert. This is not the time to be quiet. I am somewhat of an introvert, but when it comes to the childcare field, like, I just light up. It's almost like, being on a stage for me. And I just, it's like it's the most comfortablest place that I feel, where I can really light up and be myself. And so it's my platform, and I love Oprah, and I think one of the things that she talks about, or I've heard her talk about this before, is that, we all have our platforms where we shine in life. And so for me, the childcare industry is where I shine, and it's my platform, it's my stage. And so think about that when you are doing your facility tour. This is your stage. The curtains are open. People are watching. It's time for you to perform. And I'm not saying, I'm not definitely talking about putting on some fake act or anything like that. So I don't want you to get that mixed up. But this is your time to shine. This is your moment. And so you have to give it all you've got. You've got to get rid of the shyness, the fear, the not being confident. Like, you really have to lay all that aside and you just got to go at it, okay? And so when you do this, and let me say this, this is something that takes time. You're gonna it'll take you some time to figure out what style that you want to bring, okay? It took me a long time to figure out my style. But it did come naturally. I will tell you that it does come naturally for me to talk to people. And so that's why I love doing these videos, because I love talking about what worked for me and the tools that I use and created out of frustration with running my program and things of that nature. So but when you do this, though, you are going to be giving that person a feeling. They're going to get a warmth from you. They're going to get a vibe from you. They're going to get an aura that you are wanting to let out. Because when they go to the other programs, they're not going to get that. And this is what's going to help you stay in their minds the whole time, that when they ask the question, what child care center do we want to choose? Okay. They're going to be in your program. Your program is going to be on their mind the whole time with this, because what you have created and what the five senses creates is an experience. And this is the secret. This is the tool that I used to increase my enrollment, is the experience that they're getting. It's no different than, when you go into your favorite store, whether it's a grocery store or your favorite clothing store or whatever. How, a lot of companies and retail stores and things like that sell is they do it because they create an experience, and they do that using the five senses. So when you use this tool, you are basically creating that experience, and this is how you increase your enrollment, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and move to step 3, which is basically your overall process. And when I say overall process, I want you to really understand why it's important to have a process and have a system and tools and things like that you use. And so basically, the reason why is because you just want to be professional. You want to come off as professional. And the only way to do that is that you have to be prepared for your tour. People can pick up on when you either have it together or you don't, for lack of a better word. And so the two things that I did that really kind of made everything come together was I always had a sit down consultation before I even showed them around. So that's the first thing that would happen when someone come into my center. They would come directly to my office, and they would sit down and they would fill out a visitor's questionnaire. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below if you would like a copy of that visitor's questionnaire. All you need to do is just give me your name and email address, and I'll get that over to you. But that was the first thing I did. This allowed me to, number one, get to know them. Number two, for them to get to know me, and for me to show that I am educated in what I'm doing and that I'm a professional. And so, I did this through a consultation. So that's the first thing they would do. They would come in, do their consultation. This would really help me to understand what their needs were. And then we would do the tour. And then after the tour, and this is a tricky thing here, but I would not give them the prices up front. Now sometimes we would obviously go over that over the phone, and they would get information through an email that I would send, but I would not bring up pricing because I always wanted to show them what they were getting first and then talk about the price, because I just feel like it kind of makes more sense to do that instead of talking about how much it is and then go and show them the tour and show them my center. So I would always do the tour first, and then we would come back into the office. And the close of your tour is the most important thing, because it is what they are going to, it's going to be the last final thing that they're going to remember. Is they're going to remember everything, but they're going to remember the ending, the close. And here's is the thing. You want to be able to take your center, or you want to be able to allow them to take your center with them. Okay. And how you're going to do this is you're going to create a tour take-home packet. Okay. And this packet is going to have reasons why they should choose you. It's going to have your USP, which is your unique selling proposition. We talked about that, I think, in the last video. It is going to have testimonies from families that have used you or your current parents. You're going to have your price sheet, and then you're going to have your special. And so you're actually going to get you're actually going to give them 5 things in your packet. So if you want to be able to look at my packet, I will give that away free. If you want to look at my packet to see kind of what I did, there's a link in the description box below. Click that link and give me your name and email, and I will also get that over to you as well. So be sure to click that link if you want to be able to look at my packet and kind of what I did. And then also the free gift. So when they leave, you're going to go over the packet. I would always go over the packet with them. The special, the offer, everything. And then I would give them the free gift at the end. And it usually would go to the child or the mom if the child was too young. This is just how you do it, guys. These are the 3 things that I did to increase my enrollment. Okay. This is how you do it. This is how you get them in the door. This is how you make the sale. This is how you, make your program stand out amongst all the other ones. Okay. So just to recap, let's go over the 3 things that we talked about. Number 1 is how to set your tour up using the special, the free gift, the confirmation email, and text messages that you send out. Number 2 is your 5 senses that you are going to use during your getting ready for the tour. So the hear, see, smell, taste, and feel. And then number 3, having the overall process, which basically includes your sit-down consultation in the beginning, and then the closing of your tour, which is your take-home tour thank you packet, along with your free gift that you're going to be giving away to the child. So this is pretty much what I did, and this is what worked. This is what increased my enrollment. And if you use this in your program, you will be able to see a really big difference with your enrollment and people actually choosing you. Like I said, this is just the top layer. So just imagine all the other things that you are not aware of with how to go about doing this, because there is more to the facility tour process. But like I said, I wanted to keep this video a little bit shorter this time, because the full process, would take all day long. And I just think it would be too much to process. And I know just we as people in general, we like things in bits and pieces. So anyway, if you are interested in, and I always say this, so I'm going to say it in this video as well. I just gave you the what. I just gave you what to do. If you are interested in how to do this and you are looking to, and transform your program. If you are a childcare owner, director, family childcare home provider, you're getting started and you struggle with enrollment, your enrollment number is low. You just seem like you just can't get the momentum that you need to, increase your enrollment. Then Childcare Success Tools is the place that you need to be. You are definitely in the right place. My Toolbox of Success membership program, I will help you do that. I will be there to hold your hand and walk with you side by side and help you to increase your enrollment, because I remember when I was there, and I'm just going to be quite honest with you, it is disheartening. It can be discouraging. And it really, for me, was one of the things that would always come up in my program that wanted me, that made me want to throw the towel in, because I just could not seem to get my enrollment up. But once I figured out how to do it, and once I figured out, all the mechanics, and I created tools, because I got so frustrated of not being able to increase my enrollment and get the numbers that I desired. Once I figured it out, you guys, I'm telling you, it was like night and day. And the thing about it that I want you to really understand is that, we as childcare owners and directors, this is how we make our living. And so this is how you put food on the table. This is how you provide for your family. And it is so disheartening when, you do get a facility tour, but they just don't choose you. And you don't know why they didn't choose you, which if you're part of the program, I help my students, go into, and I have tools that I use to where I figured out why people didn't choose me, which is just a tool that can help you also increase your enrollment, because once you figure out why people are not choosing you, then you can make those changes. And so there's ways of going about doing that. But it was disheartening, and, just to really be very, very open with you, and very transparent with you about enrollment and what that means to you as a childcare owner director. A lot of childcare owners, directors, and family childcare home providers, maybe not so much of you guys, the home providers, because you guys are kind of in a different place. But when you own a childcare program and you have an actual facility and a building and you have an overhead cost and you're not getting a paycheck, that is where it hits. And I just remember those days of not, being able to bring home a paycheck and working long hours, not getting paid. And all of that was because of my low enrollment number, okay? And like I said, there's so many layers to it, you guys. And I want to be able to help you discover what those layers are and those tools are. Because once you discover the tools, and there's just so much out there that you just don't know about, to be able to increase your enrollment, you are going to see results that's going to make you feel in control of your business and your program, and be able to provide the life and the lifestyle that you dream of while doing the thing that you love, and so access the Toolbox of Success membership program. There's a link below in that description box. Go check it out. There's no obligations. There's nothing for you, just to go check it out and see what it's about. And if you have questions about the program, send me an email. If you are not in my private Facebook group for Childcare Success Tools Community, it is totally free. I'm going to put that link also in the description box below. Get a part of that program. I'm sorry, the Facebook group. You can ask me a question in there. I answer, those that are in that group all the time because Facebook is on my phone. So if somebody leaves post something in there, I get notifications of that. I can get, answer your question immediately about the program. But don't miss this opportunity to, invest in yourself and your program and your dreams. Okay, just don't do that. I can help you, and there is a way for you to increase your enrollment and continue to build your enrollment. By discovering the tools that I created out of frustration and just the things that I was able to learn with running my childcare programs for 10 years. So in the next video, we're going to talk about follow-ups, okay? And there is fortune in the follow-ups, which is what a lot of childcare programs are not doing. And so next week, I will be talking to you about follow-ups. So I really hope that you got something out of this video. I hope that you're gonna take these things and go ahead and take action, and share with me your results. I want that feedback on what is working for you, and how just the little small bits and pieces that you are getting from Childcare Success Tools, my YouTube channel, and what that's doing for you. So be sure that you like this video, and that basically is definitely going to communicate with me that you felt that this content was valuable, because I only want to present to you valuable content, and so be sure to like the video. I'm not for sure which one, so I'm going to do both. So be sure to like the video below. Also, leave your comments, leave your questions, leave your frustrations, leave your concerns. Leave those below. Don't be shy. I mean, you are getting free content, free valuable stuff. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask, and just leave that comment or question below, and I will definitely be sure to get back to you. Also, be sure to subscribe. And welcome to my new subscribers. I am just so thrilled that you found me and thrilled that you are here. So be sure to subscribe. And that button should be either up here or up here. I'm not for sure which way. So be sure that you subscribe so that you can get notifications of the weekly videos that I am doing here on my YouTube channel, and be able to be a part of the Childcare Success Tools community as well. Also, and I wrote this down because I forgot the last time, but I talked about my Facebook group, but be sure that you like my Facebook page, because I'm always posting quotes and just tips and tricks and things like that can just kind of help you throughout your day. And also follow me on Instagram. The links to my Facebook page and my Instagram is down below, so be sure to check that out. And I'll see you in the next video. So hope you're having a great day. Also, my website is below as well. So if you're looking for some great courses that you can take, self-paced online courses, be sure to check out my website below. I actually just launched on Monday officially. And so there are 2 courses that are up right now. And then there's going to be some more that's going to be coming up within the next few months. So, if you're interested in some self-paced learning and things like that, be sure to go check out my website. So, okay, I've got to get off of here, you guys. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will definitely see you in the next video. So take care until the next time. Thanks. Bye.